the woman suddenly realized that the man before her was not her husband. Her husband never snored in his sleep. He had always been cold and distant, never once showing such tenderness toward her. When she saw him doing the dishes for the first time, she began to grow suspicious. Her intuition was right. Her husband had already been replaced. It turned out that her husband had died in a car accident yesterday. The person who had collided with him just happened to share the same name. That other man, the uncle, had only suffered minor injuries. I didn't expect the Grim Reaper to take the uncle's soul by mistake. When the Reaper received a sudden alert, he realized his grave error. By the time the uncle's soul reached the hospital, his own body had already been cremated. Feeling deeply guilty, the Reaper decided to transfer the uncle's soul into the body of the man he'd collided with. At that moment, the man's family was holding his funeral. The mortician was carefully preparing the body for viewing. When the man's hand suddenly twitched, the mortician tried to alert the family, but fainted on the spot. When the man sat upright, everyone present was terrified. The man, named Owen, was a prominent bank president known nationwide. He was notoriously harsh with his subordinates, and even with his own wife. The other man who shared his name, the uncle, was a humble chef at a small restaurant, living a happy life with his wife and 2 children. No one could have imagined that his soul would end up in Owen's body. When the uncle awoke, he was utterly confused. He didn't recognize anyone around him. It wasn't until he looked into a mirror that he understood what had happened. He borrowed a phone from a woman he thought was Owen's mother. He got through to his wife, Bella. He told her everything that had happened to him. Bella thought it was a cruel prank from a scammer and hung up after scolding him fiercely. His close friend Mark came to visit him at the hospital. Seeing that Owen didn't recognize him, Mark assumed the accident had caused memory loss. The uncle wanted to leave the hospital and explain everything to his real family, but Owen's beautiful wife refused to let him go. Desperate, he broke into a silly dance to prove he was perfectly fine. The wife couldn't believe that her usually stern husband would ever behave like that. With Mark's help, the uncle finally escaped the hospital and returned to the place he knew best. There, he ran into Bella taking out the trash. He approached her and said that he was her husband, even revealing intimate secrets only the 2 of them knew. Bella thought he was some kind of pervert. Later, Mark brought Owen back home, facing the unfamiliar wife and 2 children before him. The uncle didn't know how to begin explaining. He rushed into the bathroom, collapsed to the floor, and wept uncontrollably.